Welcome. This is Michelle Velasquez, financial coach and founder of Virtuous Wealth Building. At Virtuous Wealth Building, we like to educate, encourage, and empower women to take control of their money and build generational wealth while partnering up with God. I have started a series of interviews with women to encourage and empower other women in our space. So it is my pleasure to introduce to you to Lisba Romo, founder of Be Brave and Be You. Lisba is a brave warrior life coach, motivational speaker, and published author in today's Inspired Latina. Thank you so much, Lisba, for being with me today. I would love for you to introduce yourself. But before we do that, I just want to tell my audience that this is an educational webinar. This is not to be taken as advice. So strictly, this is educational. It's a conversation that we're going to have with our audience. Lisba, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your organization?
Sure. Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank you, Michelle, for giving me the opportunity to share a little bit about who I am and the organization that I have. So thank you so much for that. So I'm Lisba Romo. I like to call myself the Brave Warrior Life Coach. For a long time, I battled with the spirit of fear. Even when I was a young girl, all the way up to adulthood, the spirit of fear always attacked me. And I knew that there was something there that I need to heal from. And so I decided one day to be brave, get uncomfortable, because God had shown me all these uncomfortable situations. He placed me with people that made me uncomfortable, situations that made me uncomfortable. And I decided enough is enough. And when my father passed away from colon cancer, I decided to take life by its horns. So what does that mean? I decided to step outside of my comfort zone, step away from fear, face it, and confront it and do something about it. So I developed a coaching program. I developed a membership program where women feel comfortable. It's a safe space. And we teach you how to confront your fear, how to overcome it, and how to transform your life from the inside out. So that's what I do. I transform lives by facing your fears.
Can you tell us a little bit about the program? Is it an individual tailored? Is it like a group coaching? What does that look like for our audience?
Yes, so specifically I have two programs. One is the membership program, which is a paying program. Get different books, and most of them, see, I'm faith-based life coaching. So most of the books, they are Christian-based. And so we dig in very deeply, not just from the surface level, but we dig in deeply on those books, each chapter, chapter by chapter. And we really coach on all the things that you need to be looking into in your life to transform yourself. So we have the book club, we have goal accountability within the membership program, plus we have a retreat. And we have other events that we put together as a paying member. Of course, we have a speaker or guests that come into the program to come and talk to the women that I serve. So that's one. The second one is a more accelerated program. It's 90 days to becoming a brave warrior. What does it mean to become a brave warrior? Well, it means to step outside of your comfort zone. And also, what does a warrior mean? Let's kind of backtrack on that. So a warrior fights, right? Fights battles. Mm-hmm. But see, the thing is, God has already won the battle for you at the cross, right? For those of you that are believers, you understand what I'm talking about. God has won the battle for you. But see, sometimes along the way in our lives, we get stuck. We forget how awesome we are, how amazing we are as women, specifically as women. And we forget those things, right? We forget those unique abilities that we have that are bestowed by God. And so we need to become that warrior because we need to be equipped. Girl, you need to be equipped because there's battles that are coming towards you that you don't even physically see, okay? There's realms of the supernatural that we don't even know that are happening around us. And so we have to be equipped. That's why I call ourselves a warrior, because we're putting the armor of God to fight those battles, right? We have to be equipped for that. So that's the 90 days to becoming a brave warrior. That's an accelerated program, 3 months. you'll have individual coaching with me, but also it'll be in a group setting as well. So you'll learn not only from me, but also feed into each other in that group setting. So that's what we do. We also have participation in community events. We participate in walkathons to give back to the community. And, we do gatherings like potlucks in the holiday season where we, gift exchange, we do vision boards, and there's so much other things that will be coming along the way. We're a fairly recent organization, just 3 years. Actually, in February 8th, we're going to be celebrating our 3-year anniversary of Be Brave, Be You. And so I'm just excited, Michelle. I'm just excited about what God is doing in our lives, not only in mine, because this is even bigger than me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I have to attest, I did attend your last event with the vision board, and it is amazing and inspirational to see the board and to see the woman that I want to become. And so it's definitely very helpful. So thank you for inviting me. I really truly enjoyed it.
Awesome.
In the financial coaching space, I love to tell women that you are gifted and talented. And I know that's something that you just mentioned. And sometimes I see that women, because of fear, right, don't step into that woman that God has called them to be, right?
Yes.
They don't launch that business. They don't put in for that promotion. They feel they're not equipped or adequate, right? Without knowing that God already created us with unique talents and gifts, right? So on my end, I love to help women monetize those talents and discover those talents. And on your end, you encourage them to step into fear. How do you see that fear has stopped women or has limited or detoured women when it comes to their finances?
I've seen it so much. Fear plays a huge role with women. Well, first of all, women, we're the helpers, right? We're all constantly helping everybody. We're helping here in the community. We're helping our husband. We're helping our kids. We're helping everywhere. And sometimes we forget about helping ourselves, right? You can't pour into other people if you don't pour into yourself, right? You've heard probably that saying a lot. So sometimes we get stuck in that fear of like, oh my God, if I don't do this for this person or for my kids, for my husband, for my church, whatever it is, we get fearful. We're like, I'm not going to have time. I don't have the resources. I don't have the time. I don't have, whatever it is for you, fill in the blank, right? And it's important that we also figure out things in our life, because what happens when you get stuck? You're not giving your best to everyone else. And see, what women don't realize is that the children that you're helping to grow in their mindset, right? In their hearts, they're going to see you struggling. They're going to see you fearful that you didn't achieve the dreams that you wanted to do in your life. And so what happens, right? You get stuck in that mode and you let fear overcome you. And so we teach you how to step outside of that fear, because on the other side of fear, guess what, girl? Is the best things in life. That's what God has in store for you. And so we teach that to the women, why it's important, first of all, to acknowledge that fear, confront it, act upon it, and be able to do things differently, because, you can't get stuck in fear. Fear is not of God.
And you know what, Lisba, myself as a coach, it took me about 2 years because of fear to step into that woman that God called me to be. And as I now speak to my clients, I realize in those moments of doubt, like, am I a good coach? Am I making changes in their lives? I have some replays for some clients that have left me messages like, you've changed my life. You're amazing, right? And so I had to step into that woman in fear, right? And so now the blessing, in my business, it's going to be next month. It's going to be a year. So as I looked the other day and analyzed everything that I've accomplished and done, I was like, wow, like I was missing out on all these blessings, all these relationships, all these partnerships. My clients were waiting for me to step into that woman, because people are waiting for you. People are waiting for you to step into that role that God has called you to be, so you can change your life. And so now I'm like, wow, I wish I would have done it sooner. How many more lives could I have changed sooner?
Yeah, and it took me forever too, Michelle. I started my business, and the worst time that anybody could say, like, why are you starting a business in COVID year? I started it on February 8th of 2020. I launched it with a workshop. I said, enough is enough. I'm gonna make my dreams come true. I'm gonna step outside of my comfort zone, face my fear, and I'm gonna do it. The thing is, fear will procrastinate the presence that you have inside to be opened, right? For a long time, I knew that I had a passion for empowering women, and I had been a youth leader director, creating leadership workshops for youth in the past. And so I held that knowledge, I had that gift, but things came along, right? Made me fearful, things as life happens, right? My father got sick. I became a caregiver for him. All these different things happened in my life. And I said, it must not be the right time. And it took me a long, long time until 2020, I opened up my business. So I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, and sometimes, we're waiting for that right time,
Yes.
Oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, I don't have enough support. Oh, the kids. And even myself, I was like, what, God, you're asking me to do what? I have 4 kids. My husband has a business. I work 9 to 5. And I was making every excuse on why I should not step into the coach that God had called me to be. And
Yes.
so there is no right time, right? There isn't that perfect timing. Like, and sometimes people wait like until this is aligned and this is aligned, this is perfect, but it's unrealistic. It's not, it never happens. And so people who wait will wait forever and just never step into that, never put in for that promotion, never save that money, never do any of those things.
Yes.
So what would you say to that person or that woman that is waiting for that right perfect moment?
Well, I would say to that woman, I would say there's no perfect time. And actually, by you procrastinating on the gifts that God has bestowed upon you, you're actually being selfish. Why are you being selfish? Because you're keeping it to yourself. You're not, that gift, it's supposed to be opened, right? Gifts are supposed to be opened up, right? And shared with others. That's the same thing that God does for you. You have to open up that gift and share it to other people, bless other people. If God has blessed you, you should bless other people as well. So use that gift. Don't procrastinate. If there's something lingering in your mindset that, even keeps you up at night, girl, that's God calling you to do your purpose. That's what it means.
So, and I think, Lisba, you and I are perfect examples of women that were in fear and the blessings that we have received as we decided to accept. I always say I accepted my God-given assignment. As we accepted that assignment, the blessings, the relationships, the partnerships, the finances flowing. So I really just want to encourage our audience that step into that woman that God has called you to be.
Yes.
Partner with others, just like Lisba and I, when I met her, it was just that automatic like partnership. We were aligned, our missions were aligned. And so for me, that's critical. Being in community with other women that believe. I know, Lisba, you have a group on Facebook, right? That you encourage other women. What's the name of your group, Lisba?
Yeah, so it's called Be Brave and Get Uncomfortable, which is tied into my personal journey of transformation.
Yeah, so Lisba has that group, ladies. Join the group, get encouraged, be surrounded with other women that are trying hard in their own journeys, right? Everybody has their own journeys.
Everybody has their own story, their own journey. So there's nothing to be shameful about. We're here in community, and it takes more than one person. Actually, I am a life coach, right? But I encourage the women, to feed off from the village of women that also want to help them, because it takes more than one person, right?
Yeah,
so
and sometimes we're afraid, Lisba. We're afraid of like, I'm big on asking for help or on outsourcing things because I know I cannot be superwoman. And so sometimes culturally, right, we have difficulty saying, I need help. Just prime example, my mother spent the night today and she was out the door at 9. I was like, Mom, can you wait a little bit? I have something going on. I could really use you to watch the kids, right? And sometimes people would just even asking your own family, can you just help for an hour? Can you assist, or I'm struggling, or a therapist, and we feel sometimes shameful or that we can't, or that we can do it all, and we can't. God created us to live and be in community.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with that.
For the women that are listening to say, I want to know more about you, Lisba, I want to connect with you, I want to join your group, how can people connect with you?
Okay, so if you're connected on Facebook, I would encourage you to find me. It's listed as Lisba Romo Martinez. So you'll find me there, connect with me personally, and then I'll send you an invite to our Facebook group. We have also a workshop coming up on March 18. So you are invited to participate in that workshop. It's called the Be Brave and Get Uncomfortable workshop. So I could definitely send you more information as well.
Absolutely. And I actually signed up for that workshop. So I'm really
Yes, you
excited.
did.
I did, right? Yeah.
Yes,
I
you
still
did.
need motivation on being brave on certain things. And you're the perfect coach for that, Lisa. So I really appreciate it. So yes, you are having this workshop coming up in March. I'm really excited about that. I will definitely post it in my group, on my LinkedIn, and just promote it because I highly believe in your mission. Yes, ladies, please connect with Lisba. She's amazing. Join her group, attend. For the workshop, Lisba, is it just an in-person or will they be a hybrid? Or what does that look like?
Actually, it's an in-person because it's very interactive. I mean, you need to be there. The way
Okay.
that you're gonna walk into that workshop is not the same thing as you walking out from that workshop. It's very transformational and just that 2.5 hours.
Absolutely, absolutely. So ladies, I'm gonna post that workshop in my group, on my social media. So please stay tuned. Any last minute tip or something that you would like to tell our audience, Lisba, on being brave or stepping out of fear that you would like to share with the ladies before we end today?
Yes, I would definitely encourage all the women that are listening to me right now. Even if you're afraid, do it afraid. You'll learn along the way. You have to learn from your mistakes. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of experiencing some failures, because that's what life is all about. You'll learn. If you have faith and you believe in what you're doing, it'll work out. That's what I would say to the women that are listening to me right now.
And for me, I always like to end it with, you have the power to change the trajectory of family's future. And stepping into fear is one of them, right?
Yeah.
Being able to be that woman that God called you to be. So ladies, thank you for tuning in today. Lisba, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, for sharing your story, for sharing about your organization, your business. And I really appreciate it. Have a blessed day. Talk to you
Thank
soon.
you so much. Bye, Michelle. Thank you so much
Bye.
for the opportunity to share.
Absolutely. Have a great one.
You too.
And for those of you connecting, please note that we will add Lisba's information and ways that you can connect with her. Talk to you soon.